Hello there! Welcome to today's magical explainer adventure. Oh, I am just so incredibly happy you're here. Because today, well, we're gonna open up a wonderful glowing magic storybook together. Let's dive right in. We have two amazing tales to explore today. Two magical tales of kindness and truth. And they are just packed full of fairies, talking trees, and, well, some really hidden secrets.
So, let me ask you, are you ready for an amazing journey? Woohoo! Oh, I can totally hear you cheering from here. So, go ahead and put on your imagination caps, because this very first story is going to take us deep, deep into the magical woods.
Once upon a time, there was a gentle, super sweet girl. Let's call her the Kind Helper. Now, sadly, she lived with a very grumpy, frowny stepmother, who one day literally pointed at the door and told her to go far, far away to find work. Oh, how scary is that? But our brave little girl, she just nodded, packed her little bag, and started walking down a long, dusty road.
As she was walking down that dusty road, suddenly she heard a scratchy voice. "Hello, girl, can you take off my dry twigs?" It was a dry, crunchy tree. The sweet girl happily stopped and carefully cleaned the tree. Then, a bit further down, she found a broken mud oven. Did she ignore it? Nope. She fixed it up with a pat, pat, pat of fresh mud. And finally, a very dirty little dog asked for a bath. Scrub-a-dub-dub, she washed him until he was perfectly fluffy, and you know what? She didn't complain, not even once. Eventually, her long walk brought her to a beautiful, sparkling place. It was the fairies' house. Wow, it sparkled and shined so bright, and the fairies inside, well, they were looking for a helper. They told the girl she could actually stay there for a whole year and work for them. All she had to do was keep the magical house nice and clean.
But the fairies leaned in and whispered a very important rule. Do you see that big number, 7? The fairies said she could clean 6 of the rooms, but she must never, ever open the door to room number 7. Ooh, can you imagine what was behind that door? It's like a giant puzzle. But our kind girl was very good at following rules, so she promised she absolutely wouldn't peek.
For a whole year, she worked so hard, and when it was finally time to go home, the fairies were just so happy with her. To say thank you, they led her to a special room filled with magical shiny coins, silver and gold. Clink, clank! They told her to sleep right on top of them, and magically, the shiny coins stuck right to her clothes. She was covered in shimmering treasure.
You see, doing good deeds brings good things right back to you. On her walk home, the little fluffy dog brought her piles of sparkling diamonds. The mud oven gave her yummy, delicious pies. And the tree? It gave her the sweetest, juiciest fruit. Yum! She went home with a giant smile and the most wonderful presents. But wait! When the kind girl got home, the house rooster shouted, "Look at all these golden gems!" Well, her angry stepmother was so jealous. We're talking the kind girl versus the grumpy sister here. The stepmother thought, hey, my daughter can get rich too. So she sent her own daughter out into the woods. But this daughter, she was lazy, grumpy, and frowned pretty much all the time. So let's see what the grumpy sister did. When the tree asked for help, she whined, "No! I don't want to get my soft hands dirty! Humph!" When the oven asked for help, she said, "Ew, mud, no way!" And when the little dog asked for a bath, she crossed her arms and said, "Look at those flies, I won't touch you!" She completely ignored the tree, the oven, and the dog because she just didn't want to get tired. The grumpy sister stomped all the way to the fairies' house. And just like the kind girl, she was offered a job working for the fairies, keeping the house clean for a whole year. And the fairies gave her the exact same magical warning. They told her to never ever open room number 7. But do you think the lazy sister listened? Gasp? No! She was way too sneaky and curious for her own good. One dark night, she tiptoed down the hall. Creak! Creak! And she completely ignored the rules and opened the door to room number 7.
And as soon as she opened that door, bzzz! Yikes! Bugs! A giant swarm of buzzing, biting bugs and insects flew right out. Bzzz! Shoo! The door slammed shut behind her, and those bugs chased that naughty sister right out of the fairy house.
On her way back home, she was so tired and hungry. She asked the dog for help, but he barked and chased her away.
She reached for a pie from the oven, but whoosh, it shot out flames to protect the food. And the tree, it wouldn't let her have a single fruit. So she went home covered in mud, dirt, and bug bites, all because she hadn't bothered to help anyone else. All right, turning the page of our magic storybook, story number 2, The Secret Princess, a royal adventure. Once upon a time, a beautiful princess was traveling far, far away to meet a prince. The princess brought her maid along for the ride. But during the journey, the mean maid played a terrible trick. She suddenly shouted, "I want to be the princess!" And she forced the gentle princess to swap clothes with her. Oh no! Now the maid was pretending to be royalty, and the real princess was dressed in rags.
The poor princess cried and cried. She used a special magical handkerchief her mother had given her to wipe her tears. And suddenly, the handkerchief spoke to her in a magical, echoing voice. It said, "If you tell the secret, the queen would be heartbroken." Because she loved her mother so much, the princess decided right then and there she had to keep the secret.
So when they finally arrived at the castle, the lying maid got to live in a fancy room, and the real princess, she was sent away to work on a muddy farm. Honk, honk. Do you know what kind of farm? A geese farm. She became the goose girl. She had to take care of those noisy, honking geese all day long. Well, the king of the castle started noticing the new goose girl. He saw how sweet and gentle she was, but he also saw that she looked very, very sad. What do you think? Can you guess if the kind king will figure out the truth? Will she tell her secret?
The king really wanted to know what was wrong. He asked the goose girl to tell him her secret, but she said she couldn't tell anyone. So, the clever king told her to go talk to the boulder. He said, "Whisper your secret to that giant rock over there. The rock can't tell anyone." But guess what? The king tiptoed so quietly and hid right behind the giant rock to listen.
So I want you to shout your answer out loud at home. Did the king find out? Yes, he absolutely did. He heard every single word. He heard how the mean maid stole her clothes and forced her to work with the honking geese. The king knew exactly what to do.
So, what happened to the lying maid? Well, the king brought her right into the castle, and when he revealed she was an imposter, she was banished from the kingdom forever. Bye-bye, mean maid. And the real, honest princess? She got all her beautiful dresses back and had a wonderful, sparkling royal wedding. Hooray!
Our magic storybook has taught us 2 really big lessons today. Number 1, be helpful to others, just like the girl who washed the dog and fixed the oven. And number 2, always tell the truth, just like a little boy named Tofu we read about once, who learned that he shouldn't take credit when his friend Tia was the one who actually saved a little bird. Telling the truth is always the brave thing to do.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer adventure today. So I have one final, super important question for you. What good deed will you do today? Will you help a friend? Maybe clean up your toys? Always tell the truth? Go out there and be brave, helpful, and honest in all your magical adventures. See you next time.